My fucking cat knocked out my internet. Son of a bitch. Got disconnected. Whoops. Anyway, what I was saying, they probably already fucking left. They probably thought I disconnected in a bit of fucking rage. So, as I was saying, as I was saying, it's funny to watch people use the argument of they had no problems, as if there couldn't possibly ever be some corrupted file or something or whatever, or something new that comes out that fucks with the original system or whatever. So it's like I set it up, I had no problems. I had no problem setting it up either. It just didn't detect anything. So, as I said, I'll make a video. I'm gonna redo the Rocky's video for the artwork, because a lot of people are asking for that. But it's just really funny to watch these people argue. I see you still fucking stalking me. That's really good. Oh, by the way, Robert Frank, I've actually taken all of your tweets, not tweets, sorry, all of your comments, all of your threats, and I've actually given them to a lawyer, and we are going to come after you legally if you keep harassing me and stalking me. I'm just letting you know. You can say whatever you want, you can believe whatever you want. And so, if you want to keep this up, Rob, you're going to find yourself in serious legal problems, because I've already given everything you've done, every threat you've done, every comment, every harassment, everything you've done. I've already submitted that to a lawyer. I've already done it. So you can sit there and laugh and do whatever you want, but I'm just telling you, if that's what you want, feel free. So I'm just telling you now, I was advised by the lawyer to tell you that if you want to find yourself on the legal end of a problem, please feel free, because you are going to get screwed. Okay, you can laugh. That's fine. You can absolutely laugh. I'm just telling you, I was advised to tell you this. So if you think you can hide, feel free. YouTube's going to get subpoenaed your information, and we are going to come after you legally. It's just that simple. Most YouTubers know when to quit. You don't. I'm sorry. Most people on the net know when to quit. You just don't. And so if you want to laugh at it, that's fine. You do whatever you want. I'm not sitting here, and I'm not out to prove anything to you. You want to keep doing it, I'm just telling you what's going to happen. So, by the way, the lawyer especially liked the Discord comment that you had posted the picture of on the Black Lives Matter to try to incite violence towards me. So he actually especially liked that one. So yeah, this will be interesting. Who said anything about YouTube? I just point blank told you that I've submitted all this stuff to a lawyer, and my lawyer has advised me to tell you, if you keep stalking and harassing me and keep posting these comments, you're going to find yourself on a legal issue. So that's all. That's all I'm telling you. Other than that, you feel free to do whatever you want. But the interesting thing is, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother replying with you anymore. I was advised to tell you that. I'm telling you that. Then the lawyer said, just don't bother with you anymore. If you keep it up, then you're gonna, you know, you're gonna get yourself into some trouble. So, see, like, this is fine. This is fine. There's nothing they can do against this. But the threats you did, the purposely, stalking and harassing me and everything, the lawyer really liked the one that you sent him, that you sent me, that I showed him, where you literally posted on Black Lives Matter trying to incite violence and fucking bodily harm to me. It's fucking hilarious. He was laughing at it, but he says that's That's enough. That's enough for a fucking case. So if you want to keep it up, feel free. And I'm not even going to say anything more about that. For my other viewers that are not on YouTube, this is the wonderful Rob Frank who has been stalking me and dealing with this because he just doesn't know when to quit. So hopefully this will be a lesson to you, for you younger viewers, on how to actually deal with someone who's basically 9 years old who doesn't know how to handle themselves and just doesn't know when to quit. It's one thing. This is one thing where this is how you handle somebody like this. They can talk and do whatever they want. What he's saying now is not really, you know, like he's talking. This is just wording. This isn't what you can go after. This is nothing. People try to say, "Oh, you're violating my speech." This is nothing. But the fact is, just so you're aware, let me bring you up to speed because my lawyers and I can talk about some of this stuff. What he's doing is actually illegal. It's illegal because he's stalking me, and he's literally already posted violence threats against me that to other. It's like yelling fire in a crowded theater. You're not really allowed to do something that would invoke somebody to harm physically, psychologically, mentally, whatever. And he literally has purposely gone out of his way to post shit to try to get, by taking videos of mine out of context, like the nigger video, and then used it to create a malicious element. So he's not aware that this happens. Now, a lot of people on the net love to talk about, oh, you can't do anything, you can't do anything. That's fine. You let them talk because it's just, he's one of these people that even if we get into court and he does that, so he's, even if we get him into court and he does, he wouldn't learn. He's one of the people that you could beat his ass and he still wouldn't learn. He's one of these people that is just so dumb where, these are the type of person, obviously don't do it, but you'd say he needs a beating, but giving a beating is not going to do anything. He's just so dumb. So even legally, it wouldn't change anything. But the fact is, this is one of these people that the principle is what matters. So, and then you just keep doing it. So he's been, what is illegal about this is because he's literally been stalking me. And he's been sending threats and basically trying to get, bodily harm done to me by taking videos and posting them. So this is, that's what the actual legal issue is. It's not that he can talk whatever he wants. It's fine. I mean, he's freaking tried to call my wife a fat whore and everything. It's just funny. So, he's somebody who just doesn't, I don't know. He's probably one of the, I can't even get into this anymore. I can't even get mad at him. The funny thing is that I can't get mad at him. I feel bad for him. I really do. I feel bad for him or her because this is just funny. So, I can't help but to laugh at this. It's like, yeah. I can't stop laughing at the shit he's posting. This has become comical. No, I'm not gonna ban him from my channel. Why would I ban him from my channel? He has a right to talk. He can be pissed off at me all he wants. This is what I dislike about other streamers. They would normally ban somebody for being, they don't like him. That's fine, they can do that, but I won't ban somebody just because they're talking. As I said, there's only 3 things that I will permanently ban somebody out of a stream for, and that ain't any of them. So, in case you're reading the chat, one of the phrases that he just said is part of the internet mentality. They either A, hide their fear behind aggression, or B, they actually believe they can't get tracked. So let me explain how the process works. Anybody can be found out simply because they're on the net. Now, they can sit and say they use VPNs and anything else, but the fact that he's on YouTube is what matters. YouTube doesn't hide, VPNs don't hide you from YouTube. That's a myth. People think that they do. It doesn't. It doesn't even hide you from Twitch. So what you do is you have to subpoena the identity of the account which is connected to anything that he's done because he has to log in, which is connected anywhere you go. Anybody who says that they're hidden behind a VPN is not true because you can also subpoena the VPN to get the information. You can't hide. So this is why you can't really hide on an internet. But if you're going to go through all that trouble, make sure you have an actual charge or charges against somebody that will actually hold up, and which I do because, like I said, the lawyer that I given this stuff to, especially like he literally posted on Black Lives Matter for people to come after me, like, and literally used it for malicious intent. So let me explain a little bit about intent here because that's kind of hard to prove. If you post something, you full well know the reaction of somebody's, what's going to happen if you post that. The intent is clearly, obviously, because the video he took of mine and where he posted it and the comments he said, the intent is perfectly clear on the exact reason why he did it. So that's a legal issue. Now, does that mean he's going to get in trouble in court? That's up for the judge to decide. That's the realistic on this part. But the fact of the matter is, he doesn't think he can be found. And that's a scary thought because if you're in that mentality, you think you're untouchable on the net. And this is like, this is like one of these, you hear these stories where somebody was melting off to somebody on a game and they think because they're online, I use a VPN, whatever, they wind up showing up at the house. So it's whatever. And so they will, like I said, the people, when you explain that, either become scared because they realize that they know you're saying is true, so they hide their fear behind aggression, or they're just too stupid, they just don't care. And he probably just doesn't care. He knows what I'm saying is true. So you'll see comments like, you can't do that, that doesn't work, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you should go talk to a lawyer about that. Find out how real it is. So it's funny because, like I said, people are like, oh, I'm hiding behind a VPN. That's okay. You subpoena the VPN. The VPN has your information. So, I mean, you relay a track record everywhere on the internet you go. You may be a little bit, some people may be harder to find, but you're not impossible. So anyway, there's really nothing left to talk about with this. I got freaking cat just knocked off my internet. So yeah, unfortunately, as I was telling the rest of my viewers back to the original thing before, sorry about the Rob Frank thing, but like I said, I could put up a video showing that the MU station is broken, and they will still have a shit fit. There's nothing that community is going to do to accept the fact they fucked up. So it's either the MU station is broken, or they didn't provide the full instructions. Either way, it's on them, because if one of the requirements for getting the ROMs to be detected is fixing the pathways before you do a scan, that's not mentioned. So if they're trying to mention that now, that doesn't help anybody prior to not knowing that. So there's just a few things here and there that, like I said, you can match up everything I'm saying to the video and then take a look at what they said. And you'll see that there's nothing that they're going to say that I haven't already done or tried. They're just like, they're getting pissed off because I wouldn't let them. I'm not going to pay attention to them because they're not telling me anything. So like I said, you just use all the common sense logic and they still ignore it. And keeping in mind, these are the people that say, use common sense logic. So it's just really funny. This is like the whole, again, like I used the meat example. It's like, if I tell you chicken is the best tasting meat on the face of this planet because no other meat has tasted better, and here's a bunch of people who agree with me, I haven't proven anything. I just talk to you in circles without proving anything, and then said I proved it. Well, it's the best tasting meat. How? Well, a bunch of people agree with me. And then it just goes in a circle. So it's really, really, really interesting to read why I say the community is filled with idiots. That's pretty good. You don't know where I live. You don't even know what state I live in. You think you do. I'm a juggling clown, too. Are you jealous of my profession? Are you? Oh, I get this. Hold on a second. What's funny is Robert Frank, yeah, listen, James Rick. Robert Frank is admitting he has a fetish for wearing clown makeup. I should have known. He has a fetish for wearing clown makeup. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, it's funny because this is. He's one of these people that kind of reminds me of this video I saw where the person was talking about their 4K TV, and he was saying he was pointing out parts of doing he was giving a review on it or something, and then somebody in the comment section says, well, you could have paid you could have paid this and paid this much less. Well, the guy never even said how much he paid for the TV for in the first place. So he made a comment video and he's like, how the fuck what do you mean he knows pay for? I didn't even say how much I paid for it. How does he know? So he doesn't know how much he paid for it. And then he's like, yeah, you could have paid less. So Robert Frank is one of these people. Oh, he says, oh, I can't even get mad at him. I feel bad for this kid. I really do. I really feel bad for him. You weren't here when he said it. So it's just funny. So yeah, if you got somebody bothering you, following around, just don't bother with them. If they start doing anything that winds up legal, consult a lawyer and find out if it's legal. I already happen to know it's illegal because I've dealt with I've had to take a few video game companies to court. So, and again, people are like, oh, did you win the case? People turn it into about winning. It's not about winning because this is like I always explain. Some people will pay $10,000 for like $150 case, and somebody's like, why are you paying that much? Remember, it's not about the money. It's not about it's not about whether you can win. It's about the principle behind it. So just like Rob Frank is stalking and things like that, and he's under the impression he can't be found, that's fine. It's just compare that to the stuff I was talking about tonight. The people argue with me. I'll post a video, and then you can compare the video to what they said, and it'll make them look like complete idiots. It's the same concept. The concept, people are always love to talk until the proof comes out. And then when the proof comes out, they don't even acknowledge that conversation like, oh, what's the big deal? They argue with me for 2 friggin' hours. And then they'll say, well, it doesn't matter. What's the big deal? And that's what happens when people find the information out is correct. So they will argue with me for no reason at all. And this is why I always back up everything I say and why people fucking hate to talk to me. They hate to talk to me. Simply because every time they try to argue with me, I win. I'm not trying to say I win as a cocky, but that's the difference between me and people. I don't say stuff to hear myself talk. And at certain things where it's necessary, I will provide, proof of what is going on so you can see that at this point people should learn not to argue with me, especially when it comes to stuff like this. They haven't learned to not argue with me. Then again, some people aren't familiar with my channel and everything I've done. That's why I always leave everything out in the open. I don't hide anything. So this this whole thing reminds me of something about the modding for the Elder Scrolls games. People fight me for freaking 2 years. I make videos and show what happened. I show why mods are broken. And everyone's like, "Oh, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong." It's just like the same type of conversation that happened here. It's me against the community. And then in the end, the community took the shit that I had. Somebody in the community stole the information I did, posted it, and all of a sudden everybody started agreeing with it because of who posted it. I thought it was the fucking funniest thing because I went back and I says, everything you're all agreeing with is the stuff you were arguing with me against. Everything. It wasn't like a small couple of things. It was everything. They stole the fucking information I posted about it and arguing and posted it on there, and everything I said was true. So after 2 fucking years of people fighting with me, I was right. And then I went back. I'm like, I told you so. It's funny how every single person would argue with me. Now all of a sudden you're agreeing with it. This is what I was telling you that you told me I was wrong on. Oh, it's not a big deal. It's no big deal. That's the argument with this. That's how this is going to turn out. That's exactly how this is. I've been dealing with this for a while. And so this is why I always tell people, if you talk to anybody and you really want to deal with the type of stuff that I deal with, as far as this goes, you have to be expected to deal with a ration of shit like this. You have to. And that's why always record everything you say. Always be careful about the way you word things. If you fuck up, say so. I fucked up a few times, But when it comes to this, people were saying stuff I never even said, and that's easily verifiable by going back and listening to the video. So I don't know. It's just really funny to watch. So again, I'm not racist. I hate everybody equally. And you're my second favorite person in the whole world because everyone else is tied for first place. Yeah, talking about being on somebody's shit list. So I just want people to take note that if you're not going to be able to copy my channel. I've had people say, I can do what you do. You can't do what I do. And you wouldn't be able to handle the ration of shit that I get. As I always tell people, don't have a YouTube. If you don't want to deal with a ration of shit, don't have a YouTube channel. And don't announce shit out public if you don't want to deal with the ramifications. And that's why I just thought it was funny how, one of the people I confronted with about saying his video was spliced, he's like, why do you go on a channel like this? It's like, listen, you posted it publicly and I happen to find it. Period. If you're gonna post shit, you got to deal with it. Same thing here. I got to deal. If I went on their channel and I posted a comment, I have to deal with the repercussions of doing that. I have no problems doing that. That's why I don't ban anybody from my channels for this stuff, because that's fucked up. As much as I get into it with people, I won't silence somebody who wants to argue, or not even argue, say something different. I won't do it. I refuse to do it no matter how much you get aggravated with the person or anything else. I'll go on rants about stuff, but I won't bar somebody. That's not fucking right. I don't care how aggravated you get at somebody. You don't bar somebody because they have an opinion. You do sound black. I don't deny I said that. You sound black. Yeah, and that's on my YouTube channel. What's your point? He's acting like I'm hiding this. I don't deny that. I said it, and of course he's not going to tell you the context I said it in, but that's okay. Just so you know, James, Robert Frank has a habit, and it's not just me, he did it too. Because what's funny is, this started in a Discord server for urban exploring. And everybody knows I have two other YouTube channels. I've already announced them. And this started when I was asked. It's like he started a problem on purpose so he could use what I said as ammunition. And then he teamed up with somebody else. And before I even said anything to him, before anybody even knew I was in the Discord, I sat back and just watched what went on. The level of conversation that was going on, that they didn't even know I was watching because they didn't know I was there. I never actually said anything. I watched for like a week before he even made the first post inside Discord. And so it's just really funny to see how people are when they don't know they're being watched. And I don't want to say that creepily. I'm just, when I go to a Discord or any place else, I sit back and I watch. I sit in the background. You have no idea I'm there. You have no idea how long I've been there. So when somebody, I get a gist on how people are. So that way I know how to reply to them. And my point being is that, and I don't get involved in any of the conversations. I don't screenshot stuff. I don't do any of that because I'm not involved in the conversation. Once you start doing that, then you make your presence known and then you're part of it. So you just let things go. And he was fucking with everybody. He was fucking with, I shouldn't say everybody, he was fucking with a few other people. He did to me what he did to them. And so when he did it, I wasn't surprised and it was there. But the fact of the matter is, I watched this happen. I watched the stuff unfold. And so you get to see how people really are. And what he's doing now is how he's always been. He's been that way to other people. He picks fights or asks questions to pick a fight, use the information that he gets or the answers he gets as ammunition to continue fighting. And he'll butcher stuff by taking it out of context. It's like he said, I said nigger, whatever. But he didn't tell you the entire conversation that prior that led up to that. But that's the problem with the internet. He edits shit, and he even goes so far as to actually Photoshop screenshots to say stuff that people never said. So he took 3 different parts of a conversation I had from 3 completely different discords and spliced them together in one shot and then said that's what I said. It was fucking amazing. It was amazing. So this is why in any videos you take of anybody, you can literally, people in I think it's a week time frame, if they make 3-hour videos every day, you can literally formulate any phrase you want out of anything they say by taking clips of what they're saying. That's just how the English language works. So he's just talking. James, if I were you, I would not engage with Robert because then he'll start fucking with you too. He does that to people. I'm just telling you, do what you want, but just be careful. Look at what he's writing here. I'm not even fucking paying attention to him. So, to my other viewers not here on YouTube, as I said, if you want to deal with somebody, don't have a YouTube channel if you can't handle this shit because a lot of people just they don't understand like the mental toll this can take. I don't really care because this stuff doesn't actually bother me. You could yell at me 2 feet from my face. I might get rattled a little bit, but I'm not going to sit there and I don't care. And so the thing when you're dealing with this is it's not just with him, it's just with everybody. When you say something that goes against the masses, you are public enemy number 1, and there is nothing you can say or do that matters. They will take everything that you say, not read what you say or anything else, cherry pick pieces of information, reformulate sentences, take stuff out of context, reword what you said. They'll actually go so far as to lie and make stuff up and then say you said it. And because everybody doesn't like you or whatever it is, they will actually believe that's what you said. And so you have to be ready to deal with this type of bullshit. And so when you're doing it, you just don't respond to them. Everything usually, when you're dealing with the channel that I have, when you're dealing with this stuff, the problem people have with me isn't the fact that I argue. It's the fact that I have everything backed up. And when it comes out, they hate me even more. Because they literally will look for things to argue that they can't argue. And as I said, I have no ill will to Rocky. It's just I'm not going to have him come in here and act like he's fucking helping people when he doesn't. So again, I don't fault him for not having, proper instructions. He said that, but don't come in here and act like you fucking, you help people, and then start, getting all pissy because you can't handle something that's fucking broken. Like I said, they can sit and say whatever they want. I'll literally post a video about this, and then you can go back and double check with this video and everything in the chat. In this chat with the video I'll make with that, and you'll see that everything I said is correct. And everything that they said to do was already being done in the video, which is what I did. And you'll see they were just arguing for no fucking reason. By the way, the pirate pimp, just so you know, my fucking internet, my cat knocked my internet out. That's why it went out. I was like, as it came back on, like, these people are probably gonna fucking think I just rage quit. I don't rage quit. You have, like, everybody. I don't have a huge YouTube following. I don't want a huge YouTube following. I actually, there's a couple of videos on my channel you should go watch about that exact thing. I don't have a large following on YouTube at all, and I don't act like that. But there are people that are viewing me not on YouTube that I am going to address. So I don't give a fuck what you think. So again, Pirate Pimp is one of these people that like to say something with no structure or substance to it. It's generic statements. So when you're dealing with people like this, just let them talk, because there's nothing to their arguments. It's just like, oh, you're pointing fingers at this, this, and this. But again, I am pointing fingers, but the stuff I'm saying is correct. The difference between me and them is I actually have proof. All they'll do is talk. They talk a big game and do nothing. And that's all anybody has. It's just talk. So, again, that's why people don't like me. Because not only do I stand my ground, but I also back up what I'm saying, which they also say it's not backed up. And then later on when the video comes out, it's like the conversation they said never happened. Watch, I'm telling you. Tweaker. It's funny listening to me point fingers. Why? Are you embarrassed? And here's the thing. If you go back, anybody that goes back and watches any live stream I've done, anything, you will see I have never been wrong about anything I've said out of any video I've ever made. I've never been wrong. And so people that follow my channel and know this should know better than to argue with me. It's like some people just like to argue, so you have to understand that. But the people that I was talking to tonight, this video is about, they really didn't know. They actually thought they knew what the fuck was going on. They don't. So that's why that's why it's always funny to watch people talk about you as if they know you, and then they start finding out all this other shit that you did, and they're like, so that makes them look stupid, because, oh, you know what you're talking about. Really? To convert PC mods to work on an Xbox for the same game, that's not something you can't not know what you're talking about on. That takes some brains. But here's the thing. Notice, if somebody asked me how you did that, I would point them to the tutorial I made. I wouldn't sit and say, I don't want you to see my stuff, or I don't need you, you should learn programming. Because that has nothing to do with me showing you what I did. You may not understand it, but I can show it to you. You don't need any of the shit that people are saying. That's why I just found it funny. Because it's like, you need me to go into your Discord or watch your stream. So, because you can't make it without, I don't know, this whole thing was just funny to me. That's like saying, I can't park this car because I have no popsicles in my freezer. It's like, well, come on over, I'll give you a popsicle. It's like, what? It's just so funny to listen to the stupidity level of this stuff. It's just amazing. So, I have two groups of people that watch me. That sounds creepy. People that fucking hate me, so they'll literally look for any time to sabotage me. They'll dislike my videos, and then later on it's like, you got this many dislikes. Like, listen, if you clicked on the video to dislike it, it doesn't fucking matter. You still watched it. And that's why I say Discord, like, people hang on to dislikes or upvotes or nobody in the community likes you shit or downvotes. It's like, that doesn't even do anything. The rating system does absolutely nothing. All the rating system does is bury your post. And people aren't going to bury your post as they don't want you. That's silencing people. That's all that is. It has nothing to do with what you know. So that's the first group of people. And the other group of people are the people who want to see me rant. That's partly what makes this channel interesting, is because of the rants I come out with. They're unique. And because I have a viewpoint and I see things from an angle nobody else does. And that's why nobody's ever going to be able to replicate my channel. Ever. You will never be able to argue the way I do. Because in order to do that, you literally have to go against the entire gaming realm, which nobody's going to do. Because if you take a look at some of the videos I did, you look at them and like, how the fuck did you even find this? It's because that's the way I look at things. I view things like that. I take things apart. But it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know if something's wrong. Somebody's like, you don't even know what I'm doing. How do you know it's wrong? Because I can't get the end result. Now, accepting that some things are your fault, fine. But this argument earlier about I must have been doing something with the wrongs was absurd. It's absurd. Because, first of all, you have to look at the facts. Now, again, this is just my word on it. But again, I'm going to put a video up of this because I don't like just to talk and then not post the proof. So, first thing is that you have to take a look at what they said and what I was talking about. Okay? There are just things that you don't need to know how they work, but if you just cover all bases, something should have worked. And if it doesn't, then you didn't do anything wrong. That means there's something wrong with what you're using. And to go into denial about that is absurd. So as I said, there's one of two things that are wrong here. Either A, it's broken, or B, they didn't provide all the instructions, which is the equivalency of having it broken because you still can't get the end result. Either way, that's on them because there is only so much you as an individual can do. And if you do everything and then you're told that you're doing it wrong, well, your instructions are wrong then because everything I did was your instruction. So it's just funny to watch people say their own instructions are wrong without realizing they're saying their own instructions are wrong. It's like these people can't admit when they're wrong. They can't admit what they're, how the fuck did I say this? They can't admit that they're wrong, and then they can't admit wrong about being wrong. It's just so ridiculous. So, another question that I find interesting when it comes to this is what James just said. Could you not look at it another viewpoint? Okay. There comes a point in time where that statement is retarded. Because when you're dealing with something specific to what we were talking about tonight, when I say we, Rocky, me, and a few other people about the Xbox thing, there is no other viewpoint. Because this thing is a program, and there's only limited ways that you can do it, and none of those limited ways work, there isn't another viewpoint because you already did the other viewpoints. You did them all. You've covered every angle. So it's not like there's something that you can do yet you didn't try. So to say you didn't look at it another viewpoint is kind of stupid when it comes to specific things of that nature. So, I don't know. I'm going to end the stream soon. I woke my wife up, so she's a little mad. I fucked that up. I got to be careful and be quiet. I get excited sometimes when I fucking yell. So I was a little loud, so she's pissed. I'd be pissed too if somebody woke me up. So, anyway. Yes, I fucked that up. I should be quiet. So, like I said, if you fuck up, admit it. But here's the thing. I don't argue this long to not be wrong. I don't argue this long to be wrong. Like, this is something I'm going to be posting about. Because this is to prove a point. That the Xbox modding community is not as... I'm doing it to put the modding community in their place. They need to be put in their place. It's that simple. So, I don't know what else to tell you. And it's going to feel really good to do it, too, because I don't want to act like an asshole or egotistical, but the fact of the matter is, whenever I go against the community and they do this, and I wind up being right at the end, it is so fucking satisfying to me. And I'm not doing it to be cocky, it's just, but the reason why it doesn't matter is because they've already been so pissed off at me that even though the information I'm putting out is correct and legit, they don't care about it. Because they're already past the point of being nice with it. So, anyway, I'm going to end this stream. Say goodnight to everybody. Thanks for everybody joining. You too, Robert, Frank. You have a good night. You, James, have a good night. Thanks for everybody. Keep an eye out for those videos. And I will see you. This is TL Gamer signing off. Have a good day or night wherever you are.